Here we are.
Hey, how's it going, man?
It's going amazing.
Yeah, good.
We are starting our episode 13.
Episode number 13.
Action. Clap.
Yeah.
Give us 6.
All right, so we got a couple of good topics today.
Yes, sir. What are we talking about first?
Well, I'd like to, dive into the power of delusion. People think that's a bad thing to be delusional, and sure, it can be. But you have to have, and I think a lot of the greatest minds have had a bit of delusion for their huge success.
So true.
Yeah, so I think it's a necessary ingredient.
I love it. And then after we can dive into a bit of a different thing with fasting. I want to come back to that topic and go more in depth about it, with especially what exactly knowing what's happening.
Sure.
It's happening during every step of after 15 hours, 24 hours, and so
right.
And after.
So after that, I think a lot of people want to do a lot of extraordinary things, and I think that starts with just doing extra on what you do in your daily life. You're mundane, you're very boring to do things that you always do normally. It starts with putting a lot of love into those things that you do. And if you make that your new standard, that's where you have the upper hand.
Dude, that's deep. I love it.
So that's a fun one. And it's so simple, too. It's just try harder.
For real.
Yeah.
And that's going to bring us to the last topic, which is being in the moment. Which in a sense, what you just said, can be linked to it.
Yeah.
So cool,
doing
man.
Mindful stuff while you're.
Let's just diving it.
I'm excited, man. That's great. So a few days ago on Sunday, it was a really hot day. I didn't realize how hot it was, but I decided to do my first double-digit run of the year, my first 10-mile run.
Yeah.
And I decided to just do a run, honestly. I was just thinking, okay, maybe I'll do 6. If I feel good, I'll do 7 and go on from there. And I just decided to keep going. It was really funny, though, because the day was only getting hotter. I started to run at the hottest point of the day.
What time was it?
It was around 1:30. Yeah, it was 1:30, and I finished right a little bit after 3.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, that was peak heat.
It's like condition training right there.
Yeah. So, and I totally did not even mean to do that, but I went for my run, and I was thinking, boy, it's hot. I sure decided to run at a hot time of the day, but there was just something in me that said, this is difficult. But wouldn't it be great if you just kept going?
Yeah.
Why stop because it's hot? You put your sunscreen on, you drink your water, you're going to be okay.
Yeah. So,
I don't know what it was, but that big dog inside just woke up and started barking. So that was really fun. And of course, also what was on my mind is how great it's going to feel after when I accomplish it. I'm able to text you and some other friends of mine, hey, I just ran 10 miles. That always feels good. It just goes to show you that there's never going to be a perfect time to start anything.
I love that. That's so true.
That's basically my message with that. It's not like I woke up saying, okay, this is going to be a hot day today. It's a good day to run. I just decided, hey, I haven't ran in a while, a few days. I want to run.
Yes.
And then it just happened to be a not so good time to run, but just going through it and just staying focused and committed was so great.
Is that something that you usually do? You would go on a run and then add more miles to it at the end of it? Or you would be more like, I'm going to run 3 or 5 miles and then that's it? You should stop?
Yeah, as long as there's no restriction with time, then I will just play it by ear, play it by foot. But I'll start off with, I was expecting, because Sunday I like to do the bigger miles. I like to do longer runs on Sundays. So I was thinking, okay, it's going to be at least 6. It would be really cool if I did 7 or 8, but I have to at least do 6. And then, 8 turned into, well, gosh, it's just so close to 10. Let's just keep going.
Yeah.
I'm only going to feel better and better.
So mostly because you had time.
Yeah.
So no constraint of time, and then you were like, I feel good, I feel confident about pushing further, you know?
Absolutely.
And you were like, I'm just going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And 10 is a good number to finish on.
Yeah, exactly. It's a big number, you know?
So how do you feel afterwards?
Oh, I felt amazing.
Yeah.
I still had stuff I had to do later on for the rest of the day, but everything, I love to work out hard, particularly early on, because it makes things easier for later. That's always been a thing, you know? It's like, you know, do something really tough, especially in the morning, or early, and then you'll just have just this freedom, even if you have to deal with stuff or, you know, be on a mission for something. It's like, yeah, just cruising. I just did something crazy.
Yeah.
So who cares what's next?
It makes your day like in a way where you don't have to like worry about anything else after. You feel like fulfilled already.
Exactly.
Like
that's perfect.
You can do this amazing thing like a crazy workout or like a long run or something that fulfills you a lot.
Right.
And for the rest of the day can be like super mellow.
Yes.
You basically go to bed like knowing that you did something good for yourself.
Yeah, you're fulfilled and you did something tough.
Yeah.
And I think for anyone who works a sedentary job, who sits very frequently for long bits of time, it's especially rewarding because you're not mad at yourself later on for, hey, I just sat today all day, you know? So, and, you know, a lot of people are in that trap, you know, and myself included as a teacher. So, and it's okay though, because first off, I love what I do. And second, if you have the discipline to just say, okay, push yourself a little bit in the morning, get a sweat going, get your heart rate up, lift something heavy, do pull-ups and push-ups, that's going to make the rest of your day so great. Yeah. It's just so much better. And it doesn't take long to work out. Yeah. You know that. It's like you can do tons of stuff in 15, 20, 25 minutes.
For sure, yes. So I like workouts of like 25 minutes now.
Yeah.
Because you lose a lot of testosterone by working out.
Because you're in that stress zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So you have so much cortisol in your body.
Right.
And your body cannot really, recover quickly. So we need, if you do very long, hard workout, you need like days of recovery.
Right.
At least 2 days without doing barely anything. That is hard.
Right. So that's exactly right. You won't want to come back to it frequently, like every day or most days of the week even. Would you say that a very small amount of stress is okay and kind of necessary?
I think it's the pace you have in your workout.
Right.
I like to give a bit of a time between the sets.
Yeah.
Just like, reset your mind and everything and then get back to it, but not without pushing too hard every time.
Right.
So staying at around like 70% of what you can go to.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's a good zone,
Right.
Like heart rate rise, I think is the like zone 3.
Yeah, that's pretty good already. That's a good zone.
And the goal is to really keep your body not like for your brain to not freak out too much.
Yeah, exactly.
Because otherwise you get into a survival mode, and which is hard for your body and your brain and everything to recover.
Right. Yeah, that's a danger zone.
If you have time, you can have the days you can recover after. But if you want to have something more consistent, maybe work out 4 or 5 days a week.
Yeah.
I think it depends what you want to get, of course, but it's mostly for sustainability, like to be very sustainable.
Right. Right.
And not destroy yourself, and in 10 years from now your body's like so stressed out, you gotta can't do anything, or you burn out.
Yeah, and that's why being super hyped up and motivation can be a little bit dangerous at times, because you're limited by the 24 hours in your day. You're limited by even what's -8, the 16 hours in the day, and what you can do. You don't get the big results by what huge thing you did in the one day, of course. Exactly, You have to see the bigger picture of building the habit. Yeah. So there's no way, if you go as hard as you humanly can in one day, there's no way that you can keep that up. And
I think our bodies can can adapt and can really push for like years, this way.
Yeah.
You can handle that for this. But I'm pretty sure there is like an aging component to it, like where you would age faster.
Right.
Just because it depletes your body so much of its energy and its of function.
Right.
You never have any recovery, phases.
Yeah.
Sometimes, this kind of these big bodybuilders.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them like take a full month without working out.
Right. Wow, that's a long time.
And most of them, they say like it's August,
Yeah.
where it's very sunny, so you can go outside and chill, do nothing.
Yeah.
A lot of them do like nothing for 1 month.
Wow.
Which is crazy when you think about it.
Yeah.
You think, well, you got to work out at least twice a week, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Which is for them. So if you adapt, you gotta adapt your lifestyle to the result you want to get.
Right.
So basically, if you want to develop like a lot of muscles, you gotta work out a lot for a few months and then take a huge break.
Yeah.
So that time your body is able to replenish, and then you can do fasting at the same time too.
Yeah.
Maybe some I'm going to talk about, but before that, I want to ask you something. When you talk about, so you were saying delusional.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the what do you get from doing this? From being a little delusional?
So when you're delusional, you are, or just let's just say when you have something really big on the horizon of your vision.
Yeah.
You're giving yourself your own permission, and you have to, of course, everything has a price, and the toll that you have to pay is very small. It might be criticism from your peers or from society, or just being an outsider, being alone,
Yeah.
But that is a very necessary ingredient, for the recipe of like a huge change, big success, right there. So, delusion is something that you see that the other world can't even fathom.
Yes. Yeah. You're the only one who can see that.
That's right.
In your mind.
That's right.
Right.
So it's just this determination to get there. And people are gonna, say what you're doing is dangerous or wrong, or worry about you, or even mock and criticize you and stuff. And I feel like a lot of people don't become successful because of what other people think of them.
Yes.
They're too focused on
what others.
And criticism and everything. So, but it's just such a small price to pay.
Yeah.
You gotta let your freak flag fly. You gotta do, if it's a good idea and it, don't like check in with other people.
Yeah.
And it's just with everything in life, you want to trial and error your own life.
Yeah.
There's no way of actually learning something unless you experience it firsthand. So you can always consult with people who are very wise and everything. And they could probably be right.
So someone did the thing that you want to do. They did it already. They got there. They've done the work. Something that's similar to what you want to do, want to achieve.
There's people that, and this is for everyone to hear, there's people that have less talent than you, more hunger than you, and want exactly what you want. So get after it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, and it's better and better if you're not necessarily gifted in whatever field you want to do. It's better to take the harder path.
Dude.
Always better.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think you definitely, like, when I see your life, your accomplishments and everything, you definitely picked a way that you were like, I want to do that and I'm going to go after it.
Right.
I'm ready to put into the work for it.
Right,
like
right.
Everything you're doing, and even like more recently with like training for yourself first.
Yeah.
And having the vision, I want to be a trainer for other people.
Yeah.
And then you had that vision ever, like, I remember from the very beginning when we started to train together.
From a long time ago, yeah.
Like you were like not in shape at all, but you showed up. I was like, I want to be training other people.
Yeah, that's right. I want to be a coach.
And and to be real with you, and I think it's also like a healthy response from my perspective.
Yeah.
I was like, in my head when you told me that, was like, I know you can do it because I work the same way.
Right.
So I can be in your shoes. I understand that.
Yeah.
Although I was like, you're definitely not there.
Right.
And it's gonna be a journey for you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But you've been so determined to do it.
Yeah.
You got there pretty quickly, and I think you're a perfect example of like being a little delusional.
Yeah.
Going after, have this faith within you, and just go after it.
I love the crazy ideas,
man. It's happening now.
Yeah. Well, thank you, man. Yeah. I mean, that's the best thing right there, is just having a crazy idea and then just following it up with what if.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
What if?
Yeah.
You know, turn no, I can't do it into watch me do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to happen one day after my first push-up or whatever, you know, one day after my first training session.
Mm-hmm.
But it happens, you know. So I have clients now, and it's been good. And it's always so rewarding because, for one, you know, you reinforce your knowledge on, you know, fitness.
Mm-hmm.
And it also is just like a reminder of like where you started. You know, I have clients who, you know, I used to always get very nauseous at the end of my sessions and stuff, and it's like, okay, yeah, I understand perfectly what you're going through. You're a little nauseous right now. Yeah. Take some breaths, look up, you'll be all right. You just gotta wait a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's fun to see like all the same experiences that, you know, your clients have as you've had.
For sure.
So it's cool, and it's just very fun. If it's something that can help a life, that can help someone live better and make them not feel like crap, oh yeah, I wanna make that happen for people. You know, that's just so fun.
And that's not something you can learn in the books. You gotta experiment by yourself first.
You have to experience it.
To know what people go through when you actually have to like train them.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. Great though, but yeah, it's not just challenging your muscles in your body, but it's telling your mind to just calm down. It'll be okay. You can do this. I feel like that's what a lot of it is. I remember in our sessions when I first started with you, you know, a lot of the leg stuff was really difficult for me, and my mind would freak out. It totally would be like, dude, you are overloading. This is really gnarly right now. What are you doing? And at a certain point, it's like, you know, you think of it, you visualize like a wall, and you hit the wall. You just keep hitting it though. Yeah. Eventually, you're gonna break through that wall.
Yeah.
And when you do, you know what you're gonna see is the greater version of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what you gotta do. You gotta keep training to that.
Yeah.
That uncomfortable spot.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the power of delusion right there. Is people are like, well, you know, that's hard and it's like, you know, destroying you. Why do you keep going there? Why do you keep doing that? It's like, look, because there's something better for myself on the other side of it.
Yeah. It's not easy though.
No, of course not, man.
At some point, I think we understand that uneasiness.
Yeah.
This is the way.
Exactly.
And it's, oh, this is too easy, and that decision for myself is very not easy. I'm going to choose that one.
Right.
Because this is what I want to get.
Yeah, it would just be better if I did the harder way.
Yeah.
If I did that, and it's very dangerous in a good way, a very dangerous mindset to start like scanning for, okay, what's the more tougher route? What can I do today that's uncomfortable, but I'm gonna be proud of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love that I did it.
Yeah.
You know, and so, and it doesn't have to be anything ridiculous like, you know, a really gnarly workout for hours and hours. I think this can bleed into just your daily tasks. If you do an extra good job of all of the small little things, you know, that's going to build your foundation up to accomplish big goals with that same level of discipline and ethics and everything. So I think it's really good to do daily tasks just very mindfully. And this is a call to action for all of our listeners. All of your boring chores, walking the dog, doing your dishes, cleaning up, whatever you have to do, even driving, just put a little extra care into it. And, you know, don't drift off mentally. Just, you know, it's going to sound silly, you know, do a really, really amazing job of driving to work. What does that mean? You know, but it can mean a lot. Follow all of the speed signs, you know, obey the laws of traffic, use your blinkers if you're usually a drifter.
Don't look at your phone.
Don't look at your phone, exactly.
Put your phone away.
You know, wave and be courteous to people and stuff, you know. Don't wave the middle finger.
What a good man.
Exactly. Smile when people cut you off.
Thank you, bro. Have a good day.
God bless you.
God bless you, bro.
Exactly. I have a friend who told me instead of the middle finger, they do the wavy index, like,
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. That. No.
I like that.
Yeah. So,
it's gonna
or sometimes I go, ooh, you know, like, what have you done? But so just putting your, and if you have a dog and you have to walk your dog, I mean, make it the best dang dog walk experience. I mean, it's your dog's favorite part of the day. To you, it's like, oh God, I gotta walk my dog again and pick up its poop and you know, go say hi to my neighbors and stuff like that. It's like, dude, get yourself ready for that. Bring a couple extra bags, bring your dog treats, pet your dog's head, just make it a great walk for that little fella. You know, and so like, just get used to doing an extraordinary job on the boring, you know, on your daily tasks and stuff. Wash the heck out of those dishes, you know? Because
clear.
How else can you accomplish great things if you don't do the simple things, like with a lot of effort?
I tell to myself that a lot. So every time, like, where you cannot even fold your clothes, you know, that you just watched. If you can't do that, you won't be, you know, you can run a business. Right.
You want to make millions of dollars, man? It starts with making your bed and folding your clothes and stuff. So it's important. It's not just a small thing. I mean, a foundation is where everything else is built. So that's where the foundation is built. In the boring, in the things where people can't see it. You know, it's just you and a really simple little assignment. And in a lot of movies and TV shows, they would skip over all of that. But we're not in a TV show or a movie. So you have to just do it, but don't do it all lazily and stupidly. Do it good.
So basically, like, you got to be in the moment to be able to, I would not say enjoy, but being able to, like, do these little things with intention. For that, you really got to be not too distracted or not have your dopamine too high. It's not easy, though. It's incredibly hard sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and it's nowadays, it's so easy to just give dopamine, you know, from anything. You know, a lot of people will crank music up really loud when they work out, or put, you know, have a game on the TV when you're at the gym. You're watching the game too, and you know, life is short, and enjoy what you enjoy. But you know, if you overindulge, it could waste time. You know, and it's, if you're on a mission, it also makes you do not as good a job.
You said it. I think the main difference between someone who would not, who would be distracted all the time by whatever, like music, TVs, like watching games or whatever. Or, you know, being on social medias all the time. Like, if you spend like an hour on social medias, there's a problem here. Not a problem in the sense where you cannot do it, but in a way of, like, if you want to have, if you are on a mission, you cannot indulge into this thing.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
It would be like someone can do all these things, like reach out your dopamine level super high by, you know, constantly like feeding your mind with distracting your mind basically.
Right.
Or you are someone on a mission where you gotta keep your dopamine levels super low.
Yeah.
As low as possible to be in a moment,
right.
to be able to like do the smallest chores, you know.
Exactly. And it's just for a little bit. Your chores don't take so long. Studying doesn't take so long.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just, do it with a lot of attention and mindfulness when you have to get something done, is I think is a really good way to see it. And it's a funny thing on that is a lot of people will say, they go into the do kind of mindset. Oh, I have to do this. I have to go to the gym. I have to go to the market. I have to work out. I have, you know, I have to study. And I think, you know, we talked about be, do, and have a couple episodes ago, but I think a lot of people skip over the be part. And if you go into the habit of starting off saying, I am athletic, I am someone with athletic ability, or I am an athlete, or, you know, I am a fitness coach, or I am, you know, start with what you are, and then think of what are the things that that person does.
Yes.
You know, that's a foundation that people, they go straight to the doing part, and then they get distracted. But if you focus on what you
being
are
before,
even
before you do it,
then that's gonna help alleviate a lot of the distraction and need for dopamine flooding of your brain. And it also helps with visualizing, you know, because watch this, your future self is watching you right now. Is your future self stoked on this? Seeing you, you know, work out for a minute and then watch something or flip on your phone.
Is that something you think a lot of, like having the future Mike looking at you and talking to you? Or
lately it has been, absolutely. You know, there is a greater...
It's a very healthy thing to do, actually.
Yeah. There's always a next step. You know, there's always a greater version of you in one way or another. And that could be, you know, stronger or better runner or more fluent Japanese speaker. You know, I've been studying up still. So there's always that greater version, and it exists in you, in your mind. You know, it's still in you, and it still is you. But you have to level up to get there. So that future person is absolutely watching you, because if you think about it, have you ever thought about the past you? You know, so boom, you've already proved it. You're already doing that, and the future you is already doing that right now. You know, and I've
very profound.
And I've, you know, looked back on the good points of myself and the points where I was like, you know, kind of lazy slobbish, you know, and then I looked at the parts where I started to work and it was hard, you know, but a future me is like smiling, like, I know that was tough. That one hurt a little bit. That was, but you did it, man. You survived and you're alive, and I'm the proof. Future me is the proof.
And you transform yourself into the future you.
That's right. So
I love that. I want to get back to one point about like the dopamine levels too. And this is crazy thing happening when you actually, you know, we talk about dopamine reset.
Yes, of course.
And because if you get same way you would, you know, get out of food, at some point you could become insulin resistant. So same thing for dopamine.
That's interesting.
Right. If you get so much dopamine every day consistently, at some point you become dopamine resistant. So you cannot come down without doing a huge reset.
There's a baseline for it. And I feel like with dopamine, you know, if you're used to being well past that baseline over here and you take out your dopamine suppliers, you go way down for a while, and it's not going to be comfortable.
No, it doesn't feel good at all.
No, and you can get depressed and stuff like that. But you know, you have to allow that period to equal you out.
And one way to do that is fasting.
Ah.
So although it would be very long fasting, so we're talking about between 78 to 100 hours.
Oh wow.
100 hours of
fasting. Yeah. So that's so like 4 to 5 days.
4 to 5 days. Yeah. But basically, again, fasting is something I think still underrated.
Oh, without a doubt.
Like, we talk about it, people know about it now, you know, it's been more and more on the conversations. But for real, people don't execute it and don't do it.
Right.
And it should be something people do at least one every other week.
Yeah, yeah.
And to really get rid of all these things that happens in your body, you know, all these cells that doesn't work anymore, to allow your body to really get rid of them.
Yeah. It's your body's way of cleaning out.
Yeah, I have a very interesting number I want to share.
Yeah.
Is that every day your body's got to get rid of 60 billion cells every single day. And for your body to be allowed to do it, you need to get into doing fasting.
Right.
I suggest you at least 24 hours fasting.
Every week?
Once a week.
Once a week. Yeah. Just take a day off from eating.
Yeah.
I love it. And it's good for your body's health, of course. It's almost like, and this is how I like to think of it. Have you ever heard of Arnold Ehret? He was a doctor. He had passed away like in the early 1900s, but he was very into fasting. And it's basically like your body doing surgery on itself.
Yes.
When you fast.
Yeah. No, definitely. There is like an inner intelligence.
Yeah.
Takes place when you allow it to.
Of course.
So basically, when you stop eating and you go through all this process, and the first process would be to send fatty acids to your liver.
Right.
To get in ketosis.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the first step, which is around like 14 hours of fast.
Right, that's how you know you're in that fasting zone.
Yeah, which is pretty much like intermittent fasting, where so everybody can do it easily, right?
Oh yeah.
If you eat around like 6 or 7 p.m. And then you don't eat till 10 a.m. the next day. Yeah. That's pretty much you reach that goal.
Yeah, it's easy to get there.
And then after you get into an autophagy, you actually get there like by 16 or 17 hours.
Wow.
So your body gonna start the process of eating these cells that are malfunctioning, you know. What they call
so your body eats the bad cells, the dead cells within 17 hours.
You get rid of everything.
Right, right.
That's bad.
It's and so coming back to dopamine with relation to fasting as well, eating food, especially food that you like, spikes up your dopamine for sure. So it's kind of a challenge to your mind, you know, to go without food for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because your mind's gonna be craving dopamine, which is interesting because you think that your body's craving food, but it's your mind craving dopamine.
Yeah. Yes.
Your mind is really, really remarkably strong, and it's a very overprotective parent.
Yes. Yeah.
It's because we, it's a survival mechanism. So your mind does too good of a job of making sure you have enough food for survival. And that's, for most of us, that's not an issue anymore. And so your brain just does that now, and it makes you overeat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because the way we know what's good for us to survive is the reward effect we have from it. So dopamine hormones are the reward. Yeah. Effect that we feel, and that is triggered by our mind and our body. So basically, if you stay long enough into that phase of like having no dopamine, right? After, when you just get out of this fasting by just eating maybe an avocado, I would say
something fatty.
Yeah, something fatty, or let's say avocado and eggs, but just a very small quantity, right? Without putting any like salt or Okay. So just by the taste of these things, you will trigger dopamine again, but in a more healthy way.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like the levels of dopamine goes down, but then when you eat after, it comes back up, but it's not too much of it.
Right, it doesn't spike up like crazy, it's just like, oh, good food. Yeah. So that's a healthy dopamine and food relationship there. And I think honestly, it's an interesting thing. You know, say you go to sweets and you eat like let's say you have a slice of chocolate cake. The dopamine spike is like when you're first cutting it up with your fork and putting it in your mouth and everything, and the flavors and the sugar. Ooh, But that dopamine doesn't last, and you've put just like a whole ton of like refined sugar and just crap in your body. So it's very misleading what the dopamine can do, actually.
Yes.
So you have to be in charge of it.
So
you have to be in control.
Your mind would say, like, tell you this is good, I need that more.
Right.
With the dopamine reward.
Yeah. That's a high calorie food, and for survival's sake, it's like, oh yeah, do that, do that.
Isn't it crazy when you think about it that just by seeing it, just by seeing it, you already have the reward.
Yeah, that's dopamine's already happening.
You cut a one piece of cake, and then just like by seeing it, you get that slice here, and then you're like, oh my god.
It's nothing afterwards, it's not even so much like while you're eating it. It's just because I think dopamine is really happening in anticipation of something, when something is about to happen. That's when it's all flooding in your mind. So when you see the cake and the plate is handed to you, that's when the dopamine is doing its thing.
So I think it's very much linked to what we were saying before, where if you take care of that, you can take care of like doing a little tasks in your day that leads you that builds character and shows that you are able to actually broken down into small tasks.
You have to get used to that, and you gotta keep control of your mind. Don't let motivation take you to this high essentially of like, oh, I'm gonna accomplish so much, and then one day it's like that, and the rest of the day you're not motivated anymore, and you're like, oh, why don't I feel like doing this now? It's just your own discipline on a mental level. You have to, and it's going to be obnoxious some days, like doing an extraordinary good job on boring stuff. But
that too, I think if you feel a lot of a resistance, like slow down the pace too. Right? Maybe take more breaks during the day. Because it can be exhausting as well if you keep pushing and doing something that's really not fulfilling you in the moment.
Absolutely.
That means maybe because you lost the vision a little bit too much. You may be lost in doing these repetitive things. Or that the things that doesn't really fulfill you. Basically.
So that's a very interesting thing. This is kind of a cool thing for people to think about is if you feel like you're getting to that point, take breaks. But when you take your breaks, still keep the vision in mind of yourself. That's very powerful. A lot of people, when they take a break, they want to just flood their mind with dopamine on a distraction.
So good. On
a distraction.
I love that.
Different.
I see where you're coming from. I think it's just so powerful.
Stay focused on yourself.
When you take a break, this is a break to recalibrate yourself on the vision. On your faith, and then your delusional ideas.
Exactly.
Make them become, true in your mind again. So when it's so true, man. It's real. I think I do experience that. I mean, everybody does.
Sure.
I know at some point, sometimes I feel like I lose my creativity a little bit sometimes, just because I'm tired, or maybe I lose my desire of doing something I used to love.
Right.
And sometimes I just take a long break, and I randomly open the thing I've been working on, and right away my excitement for it just comes back.
That's oh my so God. Great.
And then the visions comes back. Okay, now you can put yourself into a flow for working on that again.
Right, exactly. It's that vision though, so you can take breaks and, recalibrate and, take care of yourself, but don't forget what you want to do.
That's the driving force here.
Exactly. There's something that has to pull you forward into the success you want, which is the vision. And then there should also be something that's pushing you away from what you don't want, which is fear of if you don't do it. So I think both things would be really helpful. The vision's going to pull you towards success, and the fear of living in an unfulfilled life or whatever you want to fill that blank with is pushing you away from it.
Yeah.
So I think both of those things in conjunction together are excellent.
Yeah.
You know, you do have to think about, you know, there's a price for everything. You have to think about the consequence of neglecting your, the things you got to do. You got to get done.
Yeah.
You know, take breaks and take time doing it. You don't have to rush through it.
Yeah.
But you have to think about, if I don't do it, and I start slipping, then I think the worst thing that comes from like not doing stuff you need to do and slipping is you're giving your mind permission to ignore. You know, to ignore the tasks and say it's okay. And maybe for one day that's okay. You know, but not more than one day.
Yes, I was gonna.
Yeah.
When I was letting you do.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely like not 2 days.
Yeah.
Like 1 day is fine, but as long as you do 2 days, you set a precedent and you break the momentum pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. And you're starting to likely forget about that vision too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, I took 2 days off. It's gonna be too hard getting back to that.
Yeah.
You know.
Again, it depends what you're working on and other stuff. But
yeah.
If you've been working on a project for like a year every single day, I believe if you take 2 weeks off, you know, it makes sense. Kind of the ratio of like the time you take off comparing to how long you've been working on.
Right.
It's you gotta make sense to that too.
Of course, absolutely. Yeah. You gotta balance yourself out a bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's an extraordinary thing to think about, though. It's and it's going back to what you were saying about the bodybuilders. They will take up to a month of time off. Do you think that is a total vacation relaxation period, or do you think they're working but in a different means, like not like pump and iron?
I think it's they use it as a reset.
Yeah.
It's a reset for mostly your mind.
Yeah.
To reassess and reflect on what you've been working on.
Right.
What was working and what wasn't working. So you gotta recalibrate yourself again, you know, to understand how you can go to the next step.
Yeah.
With a better mindset, a better approach, and better work. A better approach to the work, basically.
Yeah. Just change your focus a little bit, or just, you know, spend time on just the mental part of it.
I've been doing this protocol for like a few months.
Yeah.
Almost a year. What works and what doesn't work.
Right.
And then you just like, you know, adjust, adapt to.
Of course.
The thing.
When do you think it's time for a break? So
most of the time, there's something about it where they say that summer is good for a break.
Okay, that's good.
And in a way, because we tend to enjoy our lives more.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's a good time to really decompress, like go somewhere, maybe travel.
Yeah.
It's easier to travel during the summer.
Yeah, during the summer is the best time.
Yes, weather is better.
Yeah.
I think winter is great to like really focus on doing the things, go deep within.
Right.
And then summer is more like when you go more outward.
Yeah. So summer, you know, and especially, you know, if you're outdoors, you know, you get the vitamin D from the sun, and the days are longer.
Yeah.
You know, there's more sunlight out there.
Yeah.
So that's the time to take advantage of all of that.
I think it's invites more activities where you would do more social things to, you know.
Yeah.
I think especially socially, this is why you can take more time in the summer.
Right.
Off in the summer.
So the break time is seasonal in a way.
Yeah.
And you know, you're probably right. By that time too, let's just say from January to May, that's a long time of working on stuff. Let's say if you're a student.
Yeah.
And you're probably pretty exhausted by then.
Yeah.
You know, so go lay out in the sun for a bit.
Yeah. And I think there's definitely a bit of time to also slow down. A lot of people, we all think that the beginning of the year is January 1st.
Yeah.
It actually it's still like the end of the previous year.
Right. I like that. That makes sense.
Because if you follow the seasons, March is when you know, spring is coming up.
Yeah.
So basically, the end of the year lasts until maybe February.
Right.
And we start the year with March somehow.
That's cool. I like that.
And then that time you can do some work, but really be mindful of the type of energy you put in. Like you wouldn't go too hard.
Right.
I think summer and winter are the time of the year where you can slow down.
Yeah.
A little bit. And then we can really crush it in spring.
Spring and fall.
You got new, refresh energy.
Yeah.
And fall is like when you can, push through everything.
Yeah.
And a lot of creativity in fall as well.
Right.
So you can really, get more things done. This is when you finish the projects most of the time.
Yeah.
So just all around a year, you got to find your balance.
Yeah.
How to work with everything, but. Very important to have seasons to where you gotta push through it, like work a little extra in a way, and that sometimes where you completely slow down the pace.
Yeah, that's very profound, and now I understand kind of like why school was like, there's a winter break, a summer break.
Yeah, I think in the West, school can be is based on that model a little bit.
Yeah, and it's something familiar for most people too.
Yeah.
And fall. Now that you mention it, where the real start of the year is closer to March, it's like because of spring, that would make fall more like the middle of the year. So that's like the point where you've already kind of been going at it.
Yeah, you've been exactly.
Yeah,
you've been going on it, and then you have all this energy you've been putting into, and then it's a harvest season.
Yeah, that's right. This
is when you get all the results from your work,
fruits of the labor,
and then easing into the last part of the year.
Yeah. It's so great, man.
Right?
Yeah, that's really cool. So it's not just like you're working a lot and you're tired, okay, take a vacation. It's you should probably even plan it before you even schedule it and plan it out. That's I think the most successful businesses and business owners plan out their work and their vacation.
Yeah.
They work hard, they vacation hard.
Always be proactive.
Yeah.
To everything.
Absolutely.
You know what's happening, know what's coming next, so you can be more in the moment.
Absolutely.
And focus on the task ahead, like that one task you gotta do right now.
Right. Yeah. So that takes being very present.
Yeah.
And it's hard because our minds do tend to wander and drift and stuff. But if we have the vision intact and we know, okay, I got to get this done today, that's going to help you a lot.
Yeah.
There's been an anime that I've been watching, and I'll just mention a small part of this. It's the most popular one that's out right now. It's really interesting, actually. It's called Solo Leveling, and the main character. So everyone in this world is, they're really strong hunters. They're fighters, and they hunt monsters and stuff like that. This guy almost dies, and when he is resurrected or healed, he basically sees the world like a video game. So he has these screens pop up that nobody else can see, and he can level up and stuff like that. So he has daily to-do tasks, and every day he gets points by doing 100 push-ups, 10-kilometer run, 100 sit-ups, and 100 squats. And that gives them a little bit. And then, of course, like killing monsters and all that stuff too. But like, just gamifying your mind and just, having that to-do list is powerful, not just because of getting everything done and being feeling accomplished over it, but it's also the other side of it. If you miss something, at the end of the day, you're like, damn, I missed out on something. I didn't do my assignments. So it's good to have that itinerary each day.
I love having an itinerary because it brings a lot of peace.
Yeah.
You just know what you got to do.
It's time budgeting.
Yeah, and you don't have to really exactly follow it. Do what you can. But you got your list of things to do.
Yeah.
Every day, and then that's it brings a lot of peace to me. I think it's for everybody the same thing, but if you have this, it's just like a perfect route to follow.
Yeah.
And then you walk the way you want, but at least you walk through it.
Exactly.
Right.
It's it's important to, because it kind of serves as your daily like anchor, and it leaves nothing up to like you're in control. You know, if you have stuff that you have to do and stuff, things won't be changed up by outside situations. If people ask to hang out, for example, or just whatever, you know, you won't just say like yes and neglect what you got to do. You can say, yeah, I want to hang, but I have to be done and I have these things to do later. You still have these things to do. So it gives you back the power. It gives you the control. And it feels good. It feels good to get your stuff done, and you know that you've accomplished what you want. You know.
That's great. I love it.
So
it's good.
Everyone's got 24 hours.
We all do. Is
Yep.
it weird when you think that some people have so much accomplished in a year? When you just feel like you didn't do much.
Right.
It's so crazy. When you see that people are building companies, all that stuff, and especially creating content too. It takes so much time, and you see people like putting videos a few times a week. How did you do that? You know?
Of course. It's excellent time management. And, you know, those are like, you know, really big things like a business or really excellent several posts. But if you focus on doing an excellent job of time managing, you know, the boring things, the little simple things in your life, you know, maybe you won't get pulled over for speeding on the freeway when you're driving. You know, maybe your house won't be a mess when you come home, you know, so the little things aren't so little, you know.
I think
that's
I love it. I'm gonna write this down.
The little things are not very little because they are everything. There's a difference between a penny and 0 cents.
So good.
You gotta, you know, put that time management and, you know, just that sharp mind into your day. It's not just like a wasted day. It's not a filler. You keep, you know, you keep waking up every day. It's not for nothing. It's not for drifting your mind and just doing everything half-assed. You know? It's to set intention in every little thing that you do. And that's what's gonna, you know, be the continuing intention for the bigger things. You're ready for it.
And that's why if you do that, that means you are on a mission.
Yes, exactly. I've been dressing up differently lately, and a lot of people, like at my rehearsals and at my work and stuff, everyone's kind of noticed. And, you know, I'm not wearing a suit or a tuxedo and everything. I'm just tucking my polo shirt into some slacks. And to me, that's a very small thing. But I have the joy of saying, look, I dress a little bit nicer when I'm in a workspace because I respect my students. I respect my clients. Doesn't hurt to look good, too.
No, I love it.
You know, so it's always any small thing is going to help. If you can do something better, why not? Always.
Always.
You know?
For sure. Dude, I love that. And they're really, the little things aren't so little.
Right. They grow up, and, you know, if you can put that same kind of care into something that's uneventful, imagine what you can do, you know, beyond that.
Exactly. That's so powerful. I love it. All right. So anything we want to ask our audience to think about?
How long are you gonna fast this week?
Or are you gonna consider it? There's someone I know, I want to share that really quick with everybody. This guy is very good on fasting, and then I would say biohacking, but it's not in a cheesy way. It's actually very study based.
Nice.
It's amazing, and his content is amazingly well done and provides so much information in a very short amount of time. His name is Ben Azadi. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Ben Azadi? Okay.
Azadi,
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Azadi.
Ben Azadi. Okay, I see. Is he on YouTube?
He's on YouTube, yeah. This is how it's called for his YouTube channel.
Cool. But I'll look it up.
Look this guy up, and then, what can we... what else about
and you know
planning
what's your vision of yourself?
Here we go.
What's your vision of your future? And what is your future self who's watching you right now? What does he or she look like?
Yeah.
You know, what are they doing? So start to, you know, meditate on this. Think about your vision. Think about who you're going to become.
Yeah.
You know, and it's beyond who you want to become. It's who you're going to become.
And that's great. So to that, do you know anybody you would like listen to, like any popular, you know, for that kind of a topic?
So
kind of a
yes,
thinking.
I'll always talk about David Goggins because he's someone who was over 300 pounds twice in his life, and even though the Navy initially didn't really want him, and schools were telling him he's got a learning disability, and his dad was beating him up on all this stuff. You know, once he watched a Navy documentary, his vision was born.
Yeah.
And he
seed in his mind.
Yeah, the seed was planted, exactly. And it took an unbelievable amount of work to get there, you know, but as long as the vision's there.
He kept that vision healthy and alive.
Yeah. And Goggins is, you know, he's the toughest man on earth, you know. So on the other side of it is I don't know how many interviews he has, but you know, Jeff Olson, who talks about compounding, he's the author of The Slight Edge.
Right.
So he's, you know, his philosophy is, you know, do small things but keep it, you know, consistent every day.
Yeah.
So it's two sides of this. You know, you can have, and it's could be different seasons as well. You can have your times where you work hard if you're well enough and you're healthy enough physically and mentally. You know, put hard work in. If it's kind of tough and it's not your best day, still put a little work in. Put easy work in.
Show up.
Yeah, still show up. Because a lot of people just don't show up every day. You know.
One guy that I really think of too when you mention all these things, like the vision of being a little delusional.
Yeah.
A big guy on that, and I know you love that guy too, is Jim Rohn.
Oh yeah.
And his moment in his life where it was like, I need to change myself, I need to not be this anymore, I want to be that kind of person, is when he had this little girl who showed up at his door.
Oh yeah.
Selling cookies.
Right.
For the scouts.
Yep.
And he basically lied to her, like telling her, "Oh, I just bought some cookies."
Yeah. And he didn't have money.
Wasn't true. Yeah. And it was like, I would, like, you know, jar full of cookies. So I'm not.
Right.
But to himself, he was like, can't even spend. I don't even have $6.
Yeah,
for that.
That was definitely a devastating blow to his ego. You know, that hurts.
For him, it was like when he shut the door, it was like, I'm never gonna be this person ever again.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen again.
So we all have these moments, and I think we have to use them to become that person we want to become. So basically, where this is when the vision is born, and then we gotta stay focused on this forever until we get there.
Exactly. And that's a really interesting, good point that you brought up too, is the vision could be born from something that inspired you, a really great moment where like you discovered that you actually can do something, you actually can get kind of close step by step. And it can also be from something totally devastating, you know, where it's like, I can't afford to keep going about this way. You know, I have to do better for myself. So either one can be inspirational and also vision creating.
Amazing, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and hopefully we get some even better topics every time. This was our episode 13.
So you know,
it's going fast, and then I can't wait to our first vision to talk about this was 10 episodes.
Yeah, we're just like, let's see how this goes.
Let's just focus for 10 episodes and see how it goes. The goal was to do that, and we passed that, of course, and then now it's 20 episodes, and then we see where we go from there, you know. And but the goal is to like show up, and I would say one thing for me is like that helps me so much to be able to accomplish this thing. Is to do it with you, man. It has so much power, you know?
Of course.
When you do that with someone you really connect with, and you're able to share the same vision or something, you know, man, that's when we could become unstoppable. You know, we can't
That's
stop us.
absolutely spot on. I feel exactly the same way, bro. I would not be able to do it without you, man. So first off, you know, big thank you to you.
Yeah.
And I think a really great topic that we can cover next time is the power of community and team.
Love it.
I think we should dive in on that.
Definitely. So make sure to tune in for next episode too. Like the video if you like what you're listening to and watching. And then I see you guys next week.
Thank you all so much. Have a great one.
Peace out.
Boom.